Everybody has got an ambition in their life. Today, I'm going to introduce somebody who had a great ambition in his life, but people made fun of him. His parents made and asked him, be, think, and do what is possible for you. His friends made fun of him. His teacher did not believe in him. He started a lot of business, but all went off. At a later stage, he went and attended many training programs and courses. And today, he's a sought-out coach, trainer, facilitator, speaker, author. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce a very good friend of mine, a great author, and a speaker and a coach who has transformed life, more than thousands of lives today. Dan, all the way from Malaysia. Hi, Dan.
Hi, it's so great to be here, Farookh. Really great to be here. And thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Dan. Your life, in most of the cases, people go through the same style because everybody has got dreams and ambitions. And in your case, also, you had that. And as I mentioned, you started taking control of your life. You became the commander of your life. Take us through that story. How did it all start? And you have completely changed today, and you're changing lives today.
Yes. Well, you know, right from when I was young at school, I didn't feel like I didn't fit it in.
Mm-hmm.
I was bullied aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
I often, came home with bruises, and I was so frightened to even get back on the school bus because of the bullies.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, into college, again, I didn't feel like I fitted in.
Okay.
And I then failed most of my education.
Mm-hmm.
And I managed to just about get through and end up doing a degree.
Okay.
And then I failed the university degree. And then after that, I then went into businesses, and then I started to fail in numerous businesses. And I just had this continuation of somehow being enthusiastic and having a lot of energy and trying things out, but just nothing working. And I couldn't work out what it was. And so at some point I had to just stop everything I was doing and just take a really good look at myself and ask myself, why am I not succeeding? What is it that I'm doing that's causing myself to keep repeating these patterns of failure again and again? And at the time I was in this training group, and I was receiving coaching from some amazing coaches. And I pretty much, I was already near bankrupt, in debt with credit cards. And I just used the last bit of money that I had to invest on some coaches and mentors to get me to the next level. And about 9 years ago, I was in London on one of these coaching training sessions. And I was sat with my coach at the time, and I said, what am I doing? Why do I keep failing? Why can I never seem to achieve success? And so he took me through, powerful inquiry techniques and coaching to find out what was going on. And all of a sudden, this conversation, I was brought back to something that happened to me when I was 3 years old. And it was so strange to be in a conversation speaking about what I'm dealing with now. Like, I need to pay rent today. I need to have a job that's, I need to have success today. And all of a sudden, my mind is taking me back to something that happened when I was only 3 years old. Now, what's this got to do with my success now? And he said to me, just stay with it. Stay with the conversation. So as we stayed in the conversation, I then remembered when I was 3 years old, I was in this double push pram with my brother sat next to me. Beautiful sunny day. My mother came out of the shop and put my hands up so she could give me what she bought. And she ignored me and gave it to my brother. And I got angry with my brother because he'd taken all the attention away from me. So to get my revenge, I bit his ear. And he screamed out crying and crying. And so my father runs over to me and he says, no, you mustn't do that. He's your brother. You must love your brother. And I got shocked that all of a sudden, now I was being shouted at by my father. And other people were seeing this and seeing me being shouted at by my father. And so I was now getting embarrassed. And at this time, my mum went over to my brother and I was giving him even more attention. And the whole dynamics at that moment made me think, I'm not good enough, nobody wants me. And what happened was I then realized that I'd created like a structural foundation, an underlying view of myself and the world, which was I'm not good enough, nobody wants me. And so what happened was in that coaching conversation, I became aware of that. And I didn't know it was there. It was totally subconscious prior to that. And all of a sudden I realized that I'd spent my whole life trying to prove to everyone that I'm good enough and I'm wanted. And it would make me put on a front. It would make me burn myself out by working too hard to show everyone, hey, look how hard I'm working. It would make me take certain actions until I got close to success, but then somehow things wouldn't happen and they would kind of fall away. Like at the last minute, people might not sign a contract for work or an opportunity, or I might overtalk in an interview, or things would just happen to just go against me in that last minute. And of course, I was subconsciously causing those things because I had this fear that if I succeeded, I wouldn't be able to maintain the success. And then all of a sudden, everyone would find out that actually I'm not good enough.
Yep.
So I kept myself in this band of like semi-low success, never succeeding too much and never totally failing. And I was just locked on however hard, however pushed, whatever I did, it kept myself there. But after this transformational coaching session, I then saw that I invented that. It's not true. And I didn't need to be that way any longer.
That's true.
And within only a few months, my next business, which was a 24-hour emergency plumbing business, began to succeed. I went from struggling to manage a team of 8 men that were failing, making mistakes. And, you know, at the time I was running a property maintenance renovations business, and it was just, it was madness. It was some days it was over 300 phone calls a day, crazy logistics, really complicated and difficult, you know. And all of a sudden, from that transformational breakthrough, that whole business began to fall away and fail like the others. But I recognized that it was the end of the old to give way for something new, from this new way of being. And so I could now choose to be powerful, focused, free, unstoppable, alive, and these new ways of being that I couldn't be before. Because I've now learned, you know, from now having coached over 1,000 committed entrepreneurs and professionals, that we can't be empowered on top of a disempowering way of viewing ourselves in the world. We need to, you know what I mean? We need to clear that first.
Exactly.
And so with this new and powerful way of being, I started to take actions that weren't to look good or impress. They were genuinely to find the most simple way of earning really good money whilst impacting the lives of others in a powerful and positive way.
You change your complete mission.
Total mission. It was like, I didn't need to have lots of people, lots of staff members. I didn't need premises. I didn't need a flashy car. I didn't need anything. I didn't need none of that. All I needed to do was meet someone, find out what the problem is, make a proposal, close a sale, have them pay me the money, deliver, fulfill their problem. That's it. That was it. And instantly, I then found somebody who had a plumbing company that was already successful. So I said, if I close the sales, can you carry out the work? Oh, yeah, we'd love that. Great. So I just went and placed adverts, which I'd been doing before, just put my brand at the top, listed their services, got the phone ringing. And then all I did was, you know, I'd be out in the middle of the street. Hello, 247 drainage? Yes, we can do that. We can be there in 1 hour. That's £150. Okay, great. Thank you. And then I would then text the details to my business partner at the time, and then he would carry out the work. And it was amazing. My life just totally transformed. I'd be like in a festival dancing with loads of people, and I'd feel my phone vibrate in my pocket. And I'd run out of the festival tent and get as far away as I could, and then answer the phone and go, hello, 247 drainage. Yes, we can do that. I can be there in 1 hour. That's £150. Okay, thank you. And I then text the details to my business partner. So I started traveling. I went all over Scotland. I went all over England, and the money was starting to come in because each month I was just being paid, you know, like 30% of all the sales that came in, but I didn't have to do any of the management. I didn't have to do any of the recruiting. I didn't have to do any of it. All I did was answer the phone and close the sales. And then I thought, how far can I go away and my phone still works?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, I wonder if it will work in the French Alps, maybe in a luxury skiing resort.
Mm-hmm.
So I went left and went on these luxury skiing holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be on the ski lift with this incredible panoramic backdrop of all the mountains. Mm-hmm. And the air was clean and the sun was shining and I was just at peace. And all of a sudden you'd hear, I get my phone out now. Hello, 247 drainage. Yes, we can. We can be there in 1 hour. That's £150. Thank you. Takes the details, done, and close the deal. And then I'd lock in, go on my snowboard, and then carve down the side of the mountain on my snowboard. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. After years and years and years of struggle, that one transformational shift at that deep subconscious level, and my life transformed forever. And then it hasn't been like an entirely smooth ride from then on. As an entrepreneur, we know this.
Yeah.
But things have generally worked, and I've shifted business between one and the other and followed trends and adapted, but it's just all become possible. And the quality of my life is just on a whole nother level now because of, you know, that transformational mindset shift and a couple of others that I've had since. And so now the foundation of my work is enabling people to go through transformations on a deep level of what they really think they are and think they're not. Because it's that has the greatest impact on their ability to become wealthy and create lives they love.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, that was an amazing story. And you reminded me of the 4-hour work week.
Ah, yes.
You can work from anywhere in the world and you can run your business. Wow. So now you are in Malaysia. What made you move from the UK to Malaysia?
So 3 years ago, I was networking in my small town of Brighton, south of England. And I was finding that not many people were ready to invest in high-level coaching to get themselves to the next level. So I started networking in London. And instantly, I got so many more opportunities. People were really interested, and I created some amazing clients that I loved working with. And then I started going to these big speaking events by a company called Success Resources.
Okay.
And when I was networking, I kept meeting the same people. They seemed to follow like the Success Resources events. And I met a lovely guy called Harry. And he said, Dan, come to my little speaker event where we train speakers. I thought, yeah, why not? So there was about 30 people in the room. Okay. And by now, because of all the years self-development I'd done and getting hold of the microphone in rooms and asking questions of leaders or coaching people across the room, I was at one and standing in front of a room. So Harry would get me to open up the event by the second, third one. And then people got to know me. And then from there, he said, Dan, we're going to go networking in Singapore. Okay. I said, that's a long way to go networking. That's, you know, that's the other side of the world. And he said, yeah, what we want to do is we want to meet the managing directors of Success Resources and see if we can get, you know, the slots to speak at their events. And I said, yeah, but Success Resources, they put on events that have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people at a time. He said, exactly. All right, then I'll do it. So then 3 weeks later, there we were on this plane, and we flew out there and we walked straight into their offices. They let us in, and we met Veronica and Richard Tan, the two CEOs. And then they said, come out for dinner. So we went out for dinner. We met all their team, all their top sales team. And then they invited us to these events. They gave us free entry. We got to meet the speakers, and they were so kind and generous. And I said, look, I said this to Veronica, if I move out here, will it create opportunities for me as a speaker? And she said, well, yes, of course. I said, okay, great. I got my mobile phone out and I looked at my schedule and I said, all right, I'll move out here in the next 3 months. So that's the 15th of October. And she said, okay, all right. So that was it. So I then flew back home. I said, Mum, Dad, I've got something to tell you. And I don't know if you're going to like it, but I'm doing it anyway. And I know it'll be fine. They said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm moving to Singapore. And they said, well, why not? You know, because at the time, you know, I was single, didn't have children, you know, I was like 40 years old. Let's go for it. So I got rid of everything I owned, got rid of my flat down to one suitcase, got on a one-way ticket and went to Singapore. And then I started networking. I met Veronica again. And then she gave me these opportunities to start coaching her staff and her team to elevate their sales. And then from there, she wanted me to be the coach at one of their events. So then I soon became the head coach, coaching 30 other coaches in how to coach the participants on their programs. That course was called Mission to Millions, which is one of the T. Harv Eker signature series programs. Yeah. So then from that, I could then see that, I wasn't being paid for that. That was purely trial to see what I was made of. And I could kind of sense that what they wanted me to do was to invest tens of thousands in their speaker programs. And I wasn't going to do that. After I'd had years of experience of speaking in England and creating all these clients. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to be another wannabe that wants to get on the stage of Success Resources. And I was standing at the back of one of their events and I didn't know what to do next. I'd moved the other side of the world. I'd said goodbye to my friends and family. And I wasn't able to create these speaking opportunities. So I thought, oh God, what am I going to do now? And I was just having those thoughts when the MC of the event introduced the next speaker, came to the back of the room and he said, "Hey Dan, how you doing?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'm good." And we had a quick chat and we're just standing there, just looking around the room. And as he introduced the new speaker, the speaker that had just completed his slot had then come and joined us at the back of the room. And he said, "Oh, Sean, have you met Dan? Dan, have you met Sean?" "No, who are you?" So we started chatting and it turns out this guy's called Sean Sear.
Okay.
And he's famous in Asia for having turned a few $1,000s into millions through value investing. And he said, "Hi Dan, where are you from?" I said, "I'm from England, the UK." He said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, I've moved out here. I've sold everything I owned and left my whole life to come here to become a speaker." And he went, "Huh? Really?" And he was taken back by it. And he saw the fire in my eyes. He could see I'm doing this. Nothing's stopping me. I'm doing this. And he said, "Let's go out for lunch. Let's talk." So I thought, why not? So we went out for lunch. And he said, "Okay, I've got an idea. Now, I don't know if you'll like it, but just hear me out." He said, "What if I train you to become a high-level speaker to close sales from the stage? And in exchange for doing that, what you'll need to do is you'll need to sell my programs that I've created, which are teaching people how to become investors." So it means that you need to be willing to let me train you to become skilled at investing and growing money. How does that sound? I was thinking inside, oh my God, this is unreal. This multimillionaire is looking at mentoring me free of charge on his platforms to become a skilled speaker to then close sales and teach me how to grow money with value investing. Now, obviously, in the inside, I'm going, oh my God, this is unbelievable. On the outside, I'm very cool, very calm and collected. I just took a breath and said, yes, that could work. And so that was it. He said, "Okay, great. When are you ready to start training?" And I said, "Tomorrow." And he said, "Okay, what time?" 8 a.m. He said, "All right, let's start 10 a.m. How's that?" I thought, okay, great, let's do it. And that was it. Gave me the address, got dressed in my favorite suit, went there, and he connected me with his top sales team, connected me with the people that are skilled with value investing, who lead his programs. He said, "Right, you need to go through our program first." So I ended up going through a whole value investing program at a very high level. They taught me how to value companies, how to check the value of shares. And I learned how to invest. And then I met his sales speakers and they taught me how to close sales. And then he put me in front of audiences of 20, 30 people. And at first I was closing. First time I went on, it was really difficult because I found that the Asians, they tend to shy away or not look well upon being fully expressed.
Exactly.
They're more a culture of being reserved, and there's nothing wrong. It's just a cultural thing. And so when I got to the stage and I said, "Who of you would love to become extraordinarily wealthy through value investing? Raise your hand." Nobody moved. Nothing. And of course, all my stuff and my old story of, I'm just not good enough, nobody wants me, all came up. And so what Sean then taught me, he said, Dan, when you don't get a reaction from people, you can't let the lack of reaction from the audience dictate your next inaction. You need to say, okay, great. Well, you're in the right place, even if nobody put their hand up.
Wow.
So I then learned to just consistently be enrolling in the face of resignation, in the face of people being bored, in the face of people saying or behaving as if they're disinterested. Be interested, be inspired, and and just keep the energy up.
Yeah.
And I cracked it. I got it. And in the end, I started to close 10%, 15%, 20% of the audiences. And soon I was on par with his other speakers. Then I'd met one of my other mentors, who's called Eric Ho.
Okay.
And he was offering a high-level speaker training. So I flew out to India.
Oh, okay.
And that was in Bangalore. And that was a 6-day intensive speaker training.
Okay.
And it was 20 hours a day for 6 days in a row.
Okay.
We slept 4 hours. The other 20 hours we were in training. He pushed us to breaking point. He wanted us to get to the point where we were absolutely exhausted, totally tired, and on stage and having to present and say what we do. And that level of pressure over such a long period of time caused us to just break through into whole new levels of confidence and ability to, he taught me how to feel the energy in the room and to feel what was not being said in the room and to then address that before speaking next. After that training, I then went back and I was then consistently closing 40, 45, and even 50% of his audiences. I totally outsold all of his other speakers. His other speakers came to me for training.
Okay.
Sean then said, right, we're getting you on the big stages. And then he did it. He got me to speak on the stages for Success Resources. And I started speaking in front of 1,000, 1,200 people at a time and just closing these sales. And oh my God. At the end of that, I had people running over to me. Everybody wanted photographs with me. They started to follow me online. And that was just incredible. And then after that, COVID hit, lockdown, bang, the whole lot disappeared. End of that era. I've then focused back on my one-on-one coaching. And so now I'm creating clients from all over the world and focusing one-on-one coaching again.
Wow. Great. You took me, when you were talking, you were taking me through to Andrew Carnegie, you were taking me through Napoleon Hill, where Napoleon Hill decided, yes, I'm going to take this offer, whatever it is going to be. And you took me all through that. Now, Dan, tell me, what is the importance of coaching in life? You said that you are a good speaker and all those things, and still you came all the way to India to get coached for a few days. Why is coaching that important?
Well, the truth is whether I like it or not, I'm a brain with a human brain.
Yeah.
And the human brain knows what it knows and knows what it doesn't know. And that's where it ends. And there's another realm that's totally left out of the picture, which is the realm of I don't know what it is that I don't know.
Yeah.
And only in coaching, and only in spending time with people that know what it is that I don't know, can I expand my mind to open up and be connected and filled with the knowledge that I still don't know yet. So there's also the knowing of what I don't know, but there's also a lot of what I know is not so.
Yeah.
And so the average income of somebody in the USA is, I don't know, $33,000 US. So anything more than that is seen as doing well. Then obviously anyone that's on, say, $60,000 is middle class, and anyone over $100,000 is wealthy, and anyone who hits $1 million, it's a very, very tiny percentage. Therefore, it's highly unlikely that I will ever achieve that. So there's no point in me even trying. So I will just go and get a normal job, and let's just hope that at least I get a job where I get weekends off and I can eat well and maybe not travel so far, and yeah, that would be okay. So if we left our brain to our devices to operate within that kind of programming, which is the average programming of our mind, we would all be extremely limited in our achievements and in what we achieve in our lives. And this is the sad fact for most people. Most people live in that, believing that the way that they perceive the world and see the world really is how the world actually is and how it actually isn't. But it's not. From the simple act of committing myself to being able to pay myself $1 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you that are thinking that's excessive, the reason why I want to be able to pay myself that is because I want to buy large pieces of land in the Amazon rainforest to protect it from deforestation.
Mm-hmm.
And also buy other pieces of land that have natural spring water so that they don't get bought out by Coca-Cola and these other companies. So that then people can have fresh water for free whenever they need it and want it, because it's our God-given right on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my mission at the end of all this, and as part of it. But through visioning £1 million a month,
Mm-hmm.
and doing that consistently, and going into my deep meditation every day for an hour and a half, I go through a process of deep yoga and meditation every day that I learned from spending time at 4,250 meters above sea level with yogis in the Himalaya. So that was another trip that I came back from at the end of last year. 51 days, that unbelievable experience. Oh my God, honestly, I was so far away from, there was no mobile phone, there was no internet, there was nothing apart from yogis with their tops off, sitting in absolute stillness for hours, and we had to join them. Unbelievable experience. And through that vision and choosing to live in a realm of, okay, no, it's not a realm. It's like an awareness I've developed. Okay, the way I see the world is not the way the world is. The way I see the world is a programming that's happening on mostly a subconscious and partly conscious level.
Yeah.
And it's not true. And I must remind myself of this every day. Therefore, there are no limits. There are no bounds to what I can achieve. How do I know that? Because all limits are only created by the mind. If we remove the mind, where is the limit? There is no limit. There is only universe, limitlessness. So in connecting with this and practicing that awareness, I'm allowing myself to just dream, just dream in ways that leave me so inspired that my hairs stand on end every time I meditate. Imagine driving that beautiful car. Imagine being able to get on stage and to speak in such a way that you impact 1,000 lives with one sentence, and you cause everybody in that room to be impacted in a way that's powerful and positive. Imagine being able to influence kings, queens, royalty. Imagine being able to elevate the lives of children around the world who need education, to bring fresh, clean water to people that don't have clean water, to be able to win awards, to see you pictured on the front of magazines, to be flown by private jet around the world, to meet celebrities, to coach them, to guide them, and to impact the world on that extraordinary level. Be it, feel it, see it. How does it feel? Submerge yourself in it. And that's the activity that I take on for a major part of my day, and then to conclude it just before I go to sleep. As a result of that, I have now found myself speaking to a mentor who specializes in closing deals with multi-millionaires, what he calls ultra high net worth individuals. He's now taken me on to mentor me in how to show me and how to close high ticket sales. And we're talking $100,000 at a time to coach these high net worth individuals. Now, did I know that that was going to be how I was going to create that lifestyle? No. We don't know. When we dream this dream, we don't know the how. All we got to do is dream the dream and be in action every day. Say yes to opportunity. Send emails. Send messages on Messenger. Offer to get on a call with people. See people who've got problems. Offer to serve everywhere that you can. Obviously, mindfully, without burning yourself out and making sure that it's advancing in the right direction. So just take action as you dream big like that. And somehow, I'm seeing more than ever that the universe just creates those missing links and those missing steps and make this start to happen. And now I'm being mentored by this guy. I'm not even putting any money down for it. We've coming up with a deal where he's going to show me how to do it. And then we're going to do a split of the sales and he showed me how to do it. And then there'll be a point where I've done this so many times that I can then just do it on my own. And then I'm doing it. And then I'll get recognized by these ultra high net worth individuals. And, you know, those of you that are listening are thinking, yeah, but what would somebody that's so wealthy and so rich want from you, Dan? All you are is some energetic speaker that's, you know, bouncing around the world a little bit? Well, very good question. The fact is that these people are bored. They've got to the point where they've built up their property businesses. They've built up their entrepreneurial businesses, whatever it is. And now they've moved from what I call to the predominant states of being that we can be in, if not the only two, are either you're in any moment, you're either surviving or creating. And so they've gone through a phase of creating, building, and now they've got to a point where it's got so big and they're so wealthy, they're scared of losing it all. And so naturally they move from creating into surviving. They go into maintaining, into boring routines. And I think we all can relate to that. You know, when you get a job, all of a sudden you've got a good job, money's coming in, it's paying the rent, it's putting food on the table. I better keep the job. I've got to maintain the job. I've just got to maintain the job. I mustn't lose it. I mustn't lose it. I mustn't do anything else. I mustn't experience anything else. And so we stay locked in that routine. Multi-millionaires and billionaires end up the same. And so what happens is they start to lose their spark for life. They start to lose touch with creativity and impacting the world in a way that inspires them because they're so fearful. So from my years experience in now having coached well over 1,000 entrepreneurs, I've got skilled at enabling people to break through their subconscious fears. So what I'm looking at doing is offering them that, to have them break through what's causing them to feel that they need to stay safe, play small, break free of that, reignite that passion in them, and then start to go out into the world and create what's going to truly inspire them. In other words, to find and fulfill their purpose. And so this is now what I'm moving into.
Wow. Great lesson. Now, if you go back, are your parents happy with you?
They are now.
And you have taken all the garbage out. It's no more there here.
It's a really good question. You know, I couldn't be in the same room with my father for longer than a minute before we would argue and really fight. I mean, really fight. And I'd be aggressive. I'd be reactive. I always had to try and be right. And whatever I said had to be right. And I was right. And I had to prove them wrong and show them that I'm good enough. And, you know, it was just that just made my parents' lives hell. I was a nightmare. And it was only when I then discovered that what I'd been running me was this story of I'm just not good enough, nobody wants me, that made me so difficult, made me so horrible to my parents. And I've cleared that up and I've said sorry. And since then it's cleared. It's not in the space anymore. And now my father actually approaches me for coaching and guidance. And I've now helped him grow his business internationally.
Wow.
And he's now closing deals with some of the biggest companies within the ticket reservation systems for ferry and boat companies.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I still doesn't make sense to me. My dad comes to me for advice on his business. It just doesn't seem real, right? And again, just because before I was in the world of I know what I know and I know what I don't know, and now I'm in the realm of wow, I didn't know that I didn't know that I didn't know that. That was possible, you know?
Absolutely. So here you're talking about the 4 quadrants, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you are unaware of that. You don't know what you know. And the 4 quadrants. That's a beautiful way that you have explained.
Nice. I'd love for you to send me a link to see that quadrant because I haven't seen that. Yeah.
Okay. The first quadrant is unconsciously incompetent. That's the first one.
Yes. I've heard this before. I'd love to have a link to this. Yeah.
Sure. I'll share that.
Take the listeners through it. It's really powerful. So first, we're unconsciously
incompetent.
Okay. Well, then what's the next one?
The second one is consciously incompetent. That is, you know that you don't know.
Okay, brilliant. And then the third one?
The third one is consciously competent. That means you know that you know.
Brilliant. And then the fourth one?
The fourth one is consciously uncompetent, unconsciously competent. What does that mean? It has become now a practice for you. It's like you do it, you happen it. You don't have, you just...
Like driving a car.
Yeah, exactly. Driving like a car after 10 years or going onto the stage and just selling it like this.
Got it. Wow.
But now there's an issue. There's a big challenge. When you are on the 4th stage, you get into a habit and you take the wrong track. You don't know what's happening. So that's when you need a coach to say, You're doing this business for 10 years and you're following this particular track, but you need to know that there's a better track for you.
Yes.
It opens up. That's where the coach comes into play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my life just wouldn't be what it is now had I not worked with coaches. And I've often emptied out all my bank accounts, credit cards, everything to work with a higher level mentor or coach. I'd always go and find the most successful person I can, and I will do whatever it takes to work with them. I will get on planes just to be with them. I will empty credit cards. I will do whatever it takes. And it's that's got me to where I am now.
Wow. So you don't focus on the investment, you focus on the return on investment.
Always. Because I've just, when you start speaking to highly wealthy, highly successful people and highly skilled coaches and mentors, your life will take on a totally new avenue. It will just, doors open and amazing stuff just starts to happen so much faster than when you try doing it on your own. Really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dan, before we go to the last and the final question, take us through your book.
Okay. So because I'm now getting to live this extraordinarily free lifestyle and being able to earn money by doing what I love, nothing brings me more joy and happiness than being able to see other people do and achieve that. So I had to put the process that I've take my clients through, that takes them through from struggling as an entrepreneur into succeeding as an entrepreneur, and then to achieving completely new high levels, including now multimillionaires. And this whole process, I've now put it into this book here.
Wow.
And it's called Dream It, Choose It, Live It.
Wow.
And it went to number 7 in Amazon bestsellers when we first published it. And then I was approached by this guy here.
Oh,
Robbin Sharma.
Robbin Sharma. Oh, great.
Robbin Sharma. So Robbin Sharma, when he found out about this book, he then said this about it. If you're a struggling entrepreneur who wants to truly succeed, then read this insightful book about how transformation will get you to the next level and beyond.
Wow.
And in this book, I have literally in here, got here, the proven system to create your dream entrepreneur lifestyle.
Wow.
And I've broken down step by step what it is that I take my clients through to take them from struggle, lack of finance, into breaking through on both a transformational level, but also on a strategy level, to then take those actions consistently that makes all the difference and has them create extraordinary results. And in this is basically a 5-step formula. That's it there.
Okay. Wow.
The 5-step formula. And this one here, in fact, the page is on, is live the dream. So that's the 5th stage, live the dream. So to live the dream is when your way of being and thinking is totally synergetic with your way of being. So all of a sudden you start behaving like that dream lifestyle and future is here today. And instantly you are living the dream. And the universe just takes a little bit of time to just catch up with how you're being. The phone will ring, the contacts will come, and everything just starts slotting and falling into place. That is what this book enables you to achieve. And it's based on now 20 years of my own personal research, development, and the outcome of having coached over 1,000 committed individuals.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's so powerful.
It took me a year and a half to write and to document all of that. And then reword it, get it to a point where it's so clear and so easy to understand. That even when I sent my father, he will only take in information if you say it in a way that's the same language that he uses. If you say it in any other way, if you miss out a the in a sentence or something, he said, I don't understand you. It's just the way he is. I sent it in a book and he said, Sunshine, I'm impressed. It's very easy to read.
If he says that means the world can read.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, okay, thanks, Dad. Guys, it's ready to publish. So what I'm doing is, I'm really happy that you've asked. So for all of your listeners right now, if you want to get a copy of this book, because you're listening to this right now, you've got an amazing opportunity. You can get the Kindle version of this when it releases on the 4th of September for only 99 cents.
Wow. And does it have all those images, that the one that you showed?
Everything
right now?
in there.
Oh, really?
The whole lot is broken down. Yes.
Okay.
It's all there.
Are you targeting to become number one on a particular sale day or something?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to go for Amazon #1 bestseller. So,
Great.
because last time when we first released the test version, it went to #7. And
Okay.
then I was approached by a big publishing house that said, we love your book. Can we republish it for you properly?
Wow.
So I
Okay.
said, what does that mean? Said, well, we want to take it down from everywhere
Okay.
and then republish it, put a brand new cover on it,
Hmm.
get Robbin Sharma's words on the back, and then let's republish it and get it going out, in a big way properly with promotion behind it. So I thought, why not? So that's why it's now available. So currently you can't get it anywhere. It's not available anywhere.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
But on the 4th of September, it's going to be released on Amazon. And when it's released, it's going to be 99 cents for the Kindle version.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody buys it for 99 cents, they're also going to get for free my 5-step entrepreneur accelerator program for free. So that usually sells for $497. But anyone who buys the book, all they need to do is email me the purchase order, and I will then send them a link to get free access to that program.
Wow.
And all they need to do is just go for that offer. They just need to enter their email address to be reminded on the day and with the instructions. And you can find that down at warburton.com.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I can see a lot of energy in you. And I can see the passion, and I can see that you fly and you invest in many of the things to learn. And when you said that you were all the way to Himalayas for around about 50 plus days, then Bangalore for learning yourself, sometimes you don't even look at the credit card. It goes to zero, but still you fly because you don't look at the investment. Rather, you look on to the return on investment. It's a pleasure meeting you. I'll tell you, it is so pleasure. And I learned a lot of things. And you took me through it at a certain period of time. You just took me through the stages and all those things. When you were talking, you were just hypnotizing me at the same time, because this is going straight into my ears. So very powerful, very powerful. And everybody who's listening to us right now, make sure the date is 4th of September, 2020, where you can get this book for just the least amount of money, which is 99 cents, US dollars. And that's the least the Amazon is sold, a Kindle version. Yes.
And it's only going to be a few days. It's only going to be a few days, 99 cents before it goes up. So if you want that, don't wait till the 4th of September. Go to my website, danwarburton.com. And you'll see it there. Just enter your email and press a button, and then you'll be notified of when it's released to make sure that you don't miss it. And then you also get that program that sells for $497.
Absolutely. So I'm going to share the link over here. So
nice.
you can visit the website, and you can see if there is any update on that.
Yeah, great. Really good.
Dan, so happy to see you and to talk to you. And definitely you're going to come again as a guest.
Oh, amazing. I love it. I've heard so many great things about you, Sensei. What you've achieved. It's really inspiring. And to have been on your show, to have been interviewed with you is a sign that I'm going places.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan.